All right, guys, today we got a good one. We're just going to do some simple seared pork chops and oven roasted cabbage steaks. Healthy and delicious.
Cabbage. Now remember, a cabbage is a lot more dense and thicker than a head of lettuce. So when you cut through this thing, you want to make sure that you have a really sharp knife. Otherwise, you might find yourself having to use way too much pressure, or you could even risk cutting yourself. You know, a dull knife is the leading cause of most cuts in the kitchen. So make sure that you have a nice sharp knife. So what you want to do is turn on this side, get a nice grip, and you want these steaks to be about 3/4 of an inch to an inch thick. 1, 2, 3. And once you get toward the end, make sure you get a nice grip on that thing so you don't cut yourself. And 4. Got your core side here, those loose leaves, and we'll just go ahead and transfer them to a pan. I have a foil lined pan here, and we're just gonna put them on that foil lined pan. Now that particular steak is a little bit thicker. That's fine. It may take a little bit longer to cook, but all in all, everything should work out just fine. All right, so these loose leaves, let's get out the way here. So what we wanna do now, we're going to put olive oil. I'm going to use avocado oil. We're going to oil up both sides, and we're going to season them pretty basic. Salt, pepper, granulated onion, granulated garlic, and a little paprika. So I'm going to oil them up. You can use olive oil quite naturally if you have that, or grapeseed oil, or whatever kind of oil you want to use. I just don't recommend using like canola or Crisco or anything like that. And you just want to season them up, salt, pepper, garlic, and onion. So I'm gonna do both sides the same way, and then when we're done, we're gonna pop these bad boys in a 400-degree oven and let them roast for about 25 to 30 minutes. So I'll bring you guys back here in a shortly. All right, family, so we've got all of them seasoned up, both sides, front, back, salt, pepper, garlic, onion, paprika. We're going to go 400 degrees in 25-30 minutes until it's nice and tender and starting to brown up nice. So I'll see you guys back when this is ready, and we're going to go ahead and get our chops prepared to be seared. All right, family, so we've got our cabbage steaks in the oven. Now we're going to go ahead on and get these pork chops seasoned up. Now we're going to keep it really simple with these pork chops. We're just going to pan sear them, no breading, no flour, anything like that. Just season them up nicely and cook them off quickly. The seasoning we're going to be using the Smokehouse Salt and Pepper by Kinder's. Really good stuff. Got this at Sam's Club for like $6. And then I'm really, really big on this Gibson's bar and steakhouse seasoning salt. This stuff here is super duper good. It's pretty much got everything you need. Salt and all your little spices and herbs in there. I highly recommend people trying it if you've never given that a shot. So again, we're just going to nice little liberal seasoning on it. This has quite a bit of salt, so you're not going to go as heavy with your Kinder's. But I do like just layering it with that Kinder's because it's got the garlic, little thicker pieces of garlic and pepper in there, as you can see. Then we're going to flip them to the other side and re-season them. Then we're going to go ahead and get our oil heated up. I'm just going to sear them in a very, very, very shallow pan of avocado oil. It has a fairly high smoke point, so the stuff won't burn. And you only cook these for like maybe 4 or 5 minutes per side, and they're going to be nice and juicy in the center. A lot of times people think you have to cook like pork chops and pork loin, cook them to death till they're dry in the center, but you really don't have to. That's only your processed pork, like your sausages and things of that nature, that you really, really, really need to cook like that. But a pork chop or pork loin, you could actually cook to a nice medium, and it'll be nice and juicy and good for you. So let's go ahead and get that oil heated up. All right, family, so we're back, and if you can see here, I have just a very shallow bed of oil here, avocado oil, and we have it on a medium high.
And we're just going to put those chops directly in that oil and let them sear off again. Maybe 4 to 5 minutes, depending. The first side a little longer than the second side. And you're just going to get a nice color. You're looking for a nice golden brown on those chops. I'm going to go 3 chops per batch. I have 6 altogether, and it doesn't take long at all. And you're saving yourself a lot of carbs and calories breading these, and they're still going to be delicious. So I highly recommend it this way. All right, guys, so we've let them go for a few minutes on the first side. One thing I want to point out, and I could have done this when we were seasoning, I like to sometimes cut just a little slit in those chops. That way they don't bubble up in the center and they cook a little bit more even. There's a piece of like a line of fat that kind of runs around that chop. And again, it can cause it to kind of bubble up in the center if you don't cut it. So I'm just doing it a little bit late, but you could do that prior to putting them in the pan as well. All right, so let's go ahead and turn. If you can see that juice and that little blood starting to pool to the top, that's a sign to let you know that it's time to go ahead and flip them over if you're not sure. And you can see we have some nice color going on here. This is exactly what we're looking for. So 5 minutes on the first side, and then we're going to go about another 4, maybe 5 on the second side. Again, you do not want to overcook your chops because you don't want them to dry out. They will dry out quickly if you're not careful, but cooking them this way, you don't risk them being overdone or dry. All right, family, so the first batch is done. We're just going to go ahead and pull them. I just want to let you see how delicious they look. Nice color, healthy, and seasoned right with those roasted cabbage steaks. This is a perfect meal, and you can meal prep these too, and they're great leftovers. So you just throw them in your Tupperware, and you'll have a great lunch or dinner the following day. So we're going to go ahead and just pull them. We're going to remove, go ahead and get the other batch cooked up. And by the time we're done with these, the cabbage steak should be close to being done. And we'll go ahead and plate up, and I'll let you see what the finished product is looking like. All right, guys, here's just a quick drive-by of those chops. We got them all done. Nice, seasoned, and juicy, and smelling fantastic. All right, guys, and it's been 30 minutes, so we're going to go ahead on and pull those cabbage steaks out the oven as well. Now, the thing about cabbage steaks, once you cut them up and cut them in the center, they're actually very, very moist and juicy and delicious. So don't let the look fool you. And there's our finished product, guys. A couple chops, a nice big cabbage steak on the plate. Simple, simply seasoned, but big flavor and great health benefits. So hope you enjoy.